Hey there, welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly presented by our pals at Prize Picks, hosted by myself, Ty Windisch, and my lovely co-host, Rohan Katti. And we are part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN as well. And it's going to be, that intro was in a different order. Things are a little different. Things are going to be a lot different for us down the stretch here, Rohan, as before we started recording Inside Baseball here, I go, should we do a viewer's guide on what it's like to watch like a gap year kind of tanking team, which we'll get to, that whole concept, and you go, can you tell me more about it? Because we've never had to do this before. That's a great point. How's it going, Rohan? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Things kind of suck, Ty, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not fun. Nothing about this is fun. Nothing's fun. I don't know what to say. We've had a lot of fun doing this over the years. This is the least fun. I mean, I still have fun doing this.
Yeah.
But in terms of just consuming anything regarding Bucks basketball, this is the worst it's been.
I do think, and I think I've maybe used this analogy on the pod before, the silver lining is, and I wrote an article about this for On SI, I think that, so the Giannis got hurt again during the loss to the Nuggets, who didn't have any of their starters playing in the second half.
Nope.
And the Bucks lost that game. They were getting blown out. They made a furious comeback. Ryan Rollins was red hot in the fourth quarter, kind of busting that slump, which I noted over the weekend. Slump maybe somewhat injury-induced. I've heard per a league source that he's had some plantar fascia / heel like contusion going on, which of course could affect lift, jump shot, etc. He's playing through it, so we have no choice but to evaluate his play. Like that, it is what it is. But that would make sense given we know for sure he also played through the shoulder injury last year. So the guy is tough. But anyway, he was great in the fourth quarter. Wasn't quite enough. Bucks had a shot. Kyle Kuzma took a heave and missed. People are making fun like, oh, this is stupid. I mean, it happened that way. Like there weren't options.
It was really good defense by Denver.
They had everything covered.
Yeah, they had everything covered. The only but just the outcome of that is really funny. Where Kyle Kuzma looks like he's Steph Curry in that OKC overtime game in 2016.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it almost went in.
He played it the perfect way you could have played it. I mean, you try to force a pass there, the game is just over, most likely. Like, It is what it was. I mean, imagine if he hits it.
It was the only available shot.
That was it. That was it. I mean, it was easy to make fun of because it's Kuzma and the Bucks and everything else. But Giannis gets hurt. Clearly, did something to his calf early in that game and played through it. And we got the usual useless Doc quote after the game of I wanted to take him out 5 times, but I didn't until at the very end when he hurt it really bad. It's like, all right, you're his boss. You know that?
Yeah, like what are you trying to accomplish here with this message?
You're apparently totally unfireable, so it's not like you have to fear any repercussions.
Yeah. Here's my thing about that. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
The series of events.
Yeah.
So Giannis pulls up. I think it was like the second quarter.
It was first half for sure.
First half, yeah. And is clearly uncomfortable. Is just walking. It just can't run in certain instances, and everyone's
he was going to the rim, right? Like I think he was under the basket when they showed him like that.
Yeah, and he's just not taken out. And then we get this Doc quote after he really, really hurts it in the fourth quarter.
And to be clear, there's not been an official MRI result shared yet. Maybe they did it. But to be clear, when we're saying really, really hurt, I don't think it's the horrible one. Giannis said after the game he thinks it's a calf strain that could sideline him for 4 to 6 weeks. And a lot of people are running with this because then, of course, as he's wont to do, Shams Charania reported Giannis says he expects to miss 4 to 6 weeks. And so a lot of people are just like, oh, Giannis is out 4 to 6 weeks. We actually have no idea.
Yeah.
Like you can't take the player after the game before any imaging saying my vibe is 4 to 6 weeks. Like that's not a real timeline. No disrespect to Giannis and his medical acumen, but just to be clear, so we don't think it's a real scary thing, but it's scary enough for the way they've looked without him. But we actually don't know. And it's been days and we still don't know. Very weird. All around, very weird situation.
Very, very weird couple days for the Milwaukee Bucks. But this Doc Rivers quote. Here's the thing about Doc Rivers. He is a great orator. We know this.
Yep.
He loves to talk. Every single thing he says is carefully crafted.
Yeah. To protect one person.
Himself.
Yeah.
But what on earth is this supposed to mean, man?
Explain to be honest. That's what that is. He said it one more, like, you can't take him out. You can't stop Giannis. Like, you actually can. And you later said, okay, now I insist. So you clearly can. You did it.
You could have insisted earlier.
You did it. You were down 25.
That's what I'm saying. This is the worst one. Like, he's getting bad at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and this one was clearly that.
Like, when you inherit the 31-13 team, so your record's always going to be pretty good. Like, stuff sounds better. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's some, I think, mirrors in politics right now and world events too. When things are good, it's easy to spin things. It's very easy because things are good. It's like, yeah, okay, you take more credit for it, whatever. Like, something goes bad, but things are overall good. Like, who cares about the bad thing?
I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Yeah, exactly. He came in with preloaded excuses. But when things are really bad, and they're really bad for the Bucks right now, clearly, 18 and 26. I had to like squint forward to make sure I had that right. It like all of it just sounds stupid now. None of it's fun. Giannis even learned this. He's trying to do the joke around stuff during trade rumor bout like 3 bouts ago, and everyone is like, it doesn't really hit the same, man. That hits better when you're post game and the Bucks won 10 in a row or whatever. Like, it's not fun right now. No one's having fun.
2 or 3 years ago, and the Bucks won 15 in a row.
Yeah, was that when they won 58 games in Bud's last season?
Yeah.
Just some reminders here. Bud got fired after a 58-win season when they were the 1 seed. Griffin got fired at 31-13. Doc is sitting here in year 3 at 18-26 with Giannis publicly questioning his offense and still there.
So let's continue with the timeline of events.
Yep.
So Giannis comes out of that game. The Bucks make this fake comeback. It's a real.
It's real because they were a couple inches away on the Coos heave and they win. So you can't call it fully fake.
Yeah, but it's like an almost too little, too late.
Yeah, for sure. Or it literally was too little, too late. Yeah.
And the Bucks lose again to a team without Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson,
Christian Brown.
Bruce Brown.
No, they had Christian Brown.
Oh, okay.
Christian Brown. They had Bruce. And Aaron Gordon started and played the first half. And then the Nuggets, weirdly, even though they were up, I guess.
He got hurt.
Oh, I thought they just sat him. He got hurt?
Yeah, he pulled something.
Oh, jeez. So, yeah, no starters in the second half. And no Peyton Watson, who had been the guy who was killing. So, no 5 starters or their best bench player.
Mm-hmm. And the Bucks lose to that team. Fall to 18-26. In a game in which basically the Nuggets were punting. They cannot win.
It was the second night of a back-to-back, right?
Yes, for when they have Giannis for a majority of the game. The Bucks are at home. They've been at home. And there's no pre-built excuse for that. So that happens. They lose.
Yep.
Then everything, of course, turns to Giannis, who we already talked about. You had already mentioned what happened with Giannis after the game, and he self-diagnoses himself. 4 to 6 weeks. Who knows if that's true or not? We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I feel my calf feels weird.
It feels like a 4 to 6 week calf thing to me.
Yeah. He looks it up on WebMD, and WebMD's like, oh my God, I have brain tumors? But we get that. And then we start to trickle out some reports from like the Mark Steins and the Jake Fishers of the world, where you start to hear that teams were prepping for Giannis to be traded before the deadline.
Yeah, they are.
And then this calf injury happens.
Yes.
Which they, from their own words, says kind of throws another hump into this roller coaster.
Yes. But I think the latest from Stein, like overnight, he's like, the weather delayed my column too. I was like, it's...
Oh, yeah, by the way, the Bucks were supposed to play against the Dallas Mavericks. They didn't because the Mavericks couldn't get out of Dallas.
Weirdly, we're the state, I feel like, getting the least snow right now. Although I heard it did snow in Milwaukee yesterday. It did not in Oshkosh.
But like not a ton.
Yeah.
But it did snow.
Yeah. But it snowed in Dallas, which is a much bigger deal. I think it snowed a little more there. So they couldn't get in. So the game got postponed. Have they announced when it's going to be yet? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
They moved some games around tomorrow, too. There's extreme weather all over the place. So, yeah, they didn't play Dallas, so now they get an extra time off. Weirdly, the Bucks canceled their shoot-around, like, pretty early in the morning when Dallas could have still made it in time. Maybe they just knew that it would be late, if anything, and shoot-around's not really a real practice, so I'm not going to rag on Doc as much for this as I did for the other practice thing. They've also had some illness, so whatever. Who cares, honestly? Maybe that was it. Like, Giannis isn't going to play. Who cares? Like, we're cooked. Maybe that was the reasoning. Who knows? Please save us, Pete Nance. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just stretch in your hotel, in your houses. So they didn't play the game. So now they have 3 games this week on national TV. Probably no Giannis for any of them. Although, again, like, technically possible that
last time he said 4 to 6 weeks. It wasn't even 4 to 6 weeks.
It was 3 weeks. And again, like, could even be less. I don't think it is, but I just
he could have just been cramping. We have no idea.
I just want to stress we don't know. Yeah, we have no official
to be fair,
word on
Giannis
this.
was listed as out for the Mavericks game, so that is an indication.
With a calf strain is what they listed, which I would not call a real diagnosis with a timeline, but they did put that on the report.
Yes.
They did not say soleus, but again, I don't know. Sometimes they're vague before results are done or published of a full scan, so it could have just been that.
Yeah. Soleus is a calf muscle, so technically.
Yeah. True. So yeah, that's where we are with Giannis. So if it's 4 to 6 weeks, couple things, immediate results before even the Bucks side. Giannis will miss the All-Star game, which is too bad. Giannis will certainly be ineligible for All-NBA to keep his first team streak alive, which is too bad. Unless Jokic misses enough time and the NBA literally is just like, okay, we're not going to have Giannis or Jokic on any of this. Like, this is stupid.
Or Wemby.
Like, wait, this is dumb, actually?
First team is Shea, Luka, and who?
Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Cade. It's pretty good still, honestly.
Yeah, it's still good, but that's like, you're missing your heavy hitter.
No, you are. I don't think they'll change that rule midseason. So
not this season.
Probably no Giannis on the All NBA teams, MVP or All Star, which is obviously a bummer. For the Bucks side, they are gonna be bad. They have been awful every time he misses games. They are probably going to be worse now.
Before we even say that, worse. They were already bad. They were bad even with Giannis.
Yeah. We're 18 and 26. He hasn't missed that many games.
So it's just, I don't even have anything to say. I just wanted to point that out.
No, that's fair.
So I want to circle back to those reports about Giannis getting ready to be traded. Like, everyone was expecting Giannis to be traded before the deadline. Do you believe that to be the case? Because I kind of do.
I'm sorry, I believe what? ESPN just dropped an article. I don't think it's real news. It's like a Bobby Marks article about the Bucks. So it's just like outlines and stuff. I just wanted to make sure there was no news. I don't think there is.
The Stein Fisher report that it's like, Giannis was going to be traded before the deadline.
No, I don't think going to, because all their reports are the same of like, and I don't credit these as much when it's like rival teams think. That to me at very little value, because they're just gossiping. And in this case, I think they're wish casting of like, trade him. They're going to trade him. They should trade him. Well, of course you think so. Like, you want to trade for him. I think it's possible, though. And it sounds like it's still possible. I did a pod over the weekend with Ethan Skolnick of 5 Reasons Sports, who covers the Heat. And it sure seems like, and I think he's relatively well connected there at least, it sure seems like they would still trade for him with the injury now. I don't know if every team would, but that team in particular, I think, is one that would bang the table and send their best offer, which we've talked about before. It's not great, not the worst out there, but it's not a great offer either.
Yes. Here's the thing. The injury now changes things. If you're the Bucks. You and I talked about before how they don't really have the option of telling Giannis to shut it down for the rest of the year because of things like the awards and things of that nature.
Yeah, I think that was a real factor.
That's out now.
That's done.
That's out. Be done. That's completely gone. And if Giannis is missing a lot of time now, 4 to 6 weeks, again, we have. I want to preface this every time. We don't know if that's
potentially
true.
4 to 6 weeks.
A potential extended period of time.
Yeah.
that option is now there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be the reality of the situation too. I mean, Giannis said, hopefully I come back and we're vying for the play-in. I mean, they are an awful team by any metric when he sits. They are currently 2.5 games behind Atlanta in 10th. They are 4.5 behind Chicago in 9th because the Bulls are on a 4-game winning streak. They're only 1 ahead of Charlotte in 12th. So they are closer to falling to 2 spots out of the play-in than they are to getting back into it right now. And also, we heard, I don't know, have we potted since Kevin Porter Jr. with the oblique strain when Doc says he's not going to be back anytime soon or he's set to miss some time? And we've obviously had some debates. I'd say he's a somewhat divisive player, but now you're relying on a whole lot of Cole Anthony, which is worse, which is clearly worse. I think we learned that definitively earlier in the year. And especially with Giannis out, like, when Giannis is out, it's honestly kind of time to just be like, all right, Kevin Porter Jr., like, go do the Brunson impression. We probably need it, especially if Rollins is hampered with something too. But even if he isn't, like, they need more. They need more offense. They need more shot creation. That's not going to be around. We don't know how long. We haven't gotten a number of weeks, but a while. So you're really,
What's going
really
on with
thin.
the Bucks, like, injuries?
It's not good. It's not good.
No, it's like, why aren't we hearing about it? We're going back to the Brook Lopez days.
They're very secretive. Lori Nickel of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel wrote an article, I think yesterday,
yes,
published.
I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, about John Horst. Just like, it's one thing that he hasn't done a press conference because you can say it's, whatever word you want to use. I'll say lame. There are more powerful ones that he hasn't spoken, but he's kind of built a routine of like he talks around big transactions, trade deadline, draft, stuff like that. It's free agency. And that's disappointing, but it's one thing I think that like, okay, he didn't add a media availability, but he doesn't normally. I do think that's really important that she included, like, we reached out to him just for a comment a couple of times around like really seismic franchise events, and one of them was positive. Like, I think one was when Giannis said he would never ask for a trade, and then one was whatever, like something negative that, I mean, take your pick. There's been a lot. And just like nothing. Just like no, won't even give a comment. And that, I think, takes it further for the horse thing.
Yeah, it just speaks to an organization in disarray. And that's what we're dealing with. An organization in disarray.
Yep.
I was trying to connect these pieces somehow, but I forgot.
So it was the injuries,
the injuries without Giannis.
Yeah.
So you're playing without Giannis for an extended period of time, potentially. You have injuries to key players even who would potentially help your team. And all of this is going to say now, I figured out how I'm connecting this back, is you now have probably the best pitch to Giannis in the offseason. You have potential to have the best pitch in the offseason to Giannis.
Well, I think you got to pitch him now first. Because I think
you can pitch him on what's going to happen.
Yeah, you got to do that first. I think in the offseason, I think it's going to be more like, what can we actually accomplish? I think that's going to be the pitch in the offseason. He's going to want to look forward, right? Like, that you have to actually do it, and we'll talk about some more options they can give themselves to do it. But clearly, I mean, if they came in and if I think they were going to start next year with basically the same roster they had now, I think Giannis would ask out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's been like, yeah, I've seen this one. It doesn't work, especially and the same coaching staff. I do think though, I think to part of your point, they can say like, you missed like 10 weeks, dude. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, you're the guy. And maybe he could say, I mean, Denver did pretty good without Jokic and point at some other examples, but ultimately I do think they can say that. I don't think it's the whole...
You're more valuable, Giannis.
I don't think that is like in and itself like, oh, okay, everything else is fine, because like we talked, like they were pretty bad when he played too, all told. But it's a little something. But I think they need to justify to him right now. And even if he says no, like they have to do it. They don't really have a choice. Like, we need a gap year this year. We need to take the step back. We're not competing. We're certainly not going to compete with you missing 6 more weeks. We probably weren't anyway. And we need to talk about what that means for the trade deadline. But first, we need to talk about our friends' Prize Picks, where the one W involved for us or the team we cover during that game over the weekend on Friday came courtesy of Rohan, who you've been doing the first 3 minutes, the snipe
you
plays.
know that.
Which I did one and I lost because mine was stupid. Gary
I
Harris.
wouldn't say that.
Gary Harris, more than 1.5 points. He started. He actually played after the first quarter, too. And he had free throws and he missed one of them. I was so close. But you were more than close. Tell them about your winning play.
So like you were saying, I love me a good first 3 minutes. You know, it's consistently mostly demons, so you're getting that multiplier up. It's good stuff. So here's what I did. The Nuggets were without anyone, and in the first 3 minutes of a game, you kind of look for some direction. Who are they going to look for some direction from? Aaron Gordon, their best remaining player. More than half an assist in the first 3 minutes, easy. First play of the game for Denver.
Nice.
And then the same thing for the Bucks perspective. They were going to be without Kevin Porter Jr. Ryan Rollins has been a little less reliable than usual lately. So I'm going to go with Giannis more than half an assist in the first 3 minutes. Got that. Guess who his assist was to, Ty?
Who?
It was to Miles Turner. And I said more than 1.5 points in the first 3 minutes. So that 2 plays got me that W.
That Turner
2 plays,
was good
an
in
Aaron
that game.
Gordon assist and a Giannis assist to Miles Turner.
Beautiful.
It's so satisfying.
I've got to take a page out of your book because I forget to track them as the game goes on. I'm like doing the coverage and stuff, but it's such a great idea. I mean, but there's a bunch of ways to play. We also had big time playoff football over the weekend. We'll be without that for a week, but there's a big game coming up after next weekend that it would be fun. I'm sure they'll have some fun, specials and everything else. They always do, but hey, I'm not sure how many wins our team is going to see over the rest of the season, but we and you can win on Prize Picks. So download the app today, use the code in the description, and use code Eurostat. You get $50 when you play $5, whether you win or lose, if it's your first play on Prize Picks. So that we're going to talk about a lot of deals, none better than this. Use code Eurostat, get $50 to play when you play $5 for the first time, whether you win or lose on Prize Picks. Download the app today. Check it out. Best place to play daily fantasy sports in Wisconsin. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So the trade deadline. So my article I wrote was basically the Giannis injury may save the Bucks from themselves. And it may be the Doctor Strange scenario that losing Giannis is the only way to keep Giannis, which we'll get to. But even if
I thought you said Doctor Strange love.
No.
What?
No, I mean, they should take a nuke to this roster. So I guess kind of. Doctor Strange, where it's like the only way is to do it this way, it seems bad. That might be it. So the rumors were not dying down at all, that the Bucks were going big game hunting, so to speak. And we talked about all the options. And I think one of the points you made, mostly during Trae Young convo, was like it's kind of a whack-a-mole situation. You go and get Trae Young. Now we have no wings and the big room is depleted. Like this or that. Like you go get Jeremy Grant. Now that's your only wing player besides Giannis. Like there was no trade where it was like, oh, now they're like a complete team. And a lot of these trades, you're probably giving up some sort of asset. If not that 31 first, something. Kevin Porter Jr., Rollins, a swap, whatever it may be. So they haven't done anything yet. Mark Sears. Sorry. They cut and re-signed Mark Sears.
Does that even count? He's back with the herd. I'm not counting that as a real transaction.
They opened a two-way spot that they just have not used. So if you look at the NBA roster, the only thing they've done is give themselves one less option.
Yes.
They've added nothing. They've subtracted Mark.
Well, both of them.
Which actually, and they are down point guards now. I mean, one is not playing. The other one, I guess, is banged up. Per me, reportedly. So, they could maybe use Mark. They could re-sign him. How funny would that be? That's their.
Let's rock with Mark.
Just rock with Mark again. Actually, call him up.
So no, I'm not counting that.
Okay, it never was that real. But they haven't done any of these moves yet, and I think just now, like, it's time to be realistic. To your point about, you have to give up to get. I just don't see a world where we remove Porter Jr., Kuzma, and drop in Zach LaVine, and suddenly the Bucks are 8th in the East by the time Giannis is back.
And not even maybe a Zach LaVine. Let's even imagine a dream scenario where it's like Imagine where you don't have to get, this is a fantasy world, by the way, where you don't have to give up like a real big asset, like a pick or anything, to go get Andrew Wiggins, who we think is like a really good fit for this team. Is Andrew Wiggins going to make this team compete for a play-in while Giannis is out?
No.
No.
I think the only guy you could make the case is Ja, because he's looked really good since he got back.
Who's hurt?
And now he's hurt. He's out through the deadline and possibly longer. And the latest reports are like, I think Memphis would want to move him, but they probably can't now. And again, I think that's costing you your pick. And we've talked about before, not a good fit with Giannis, doesn't shoot, can defend, doesn't always defend, hurt all the time, suspended by the team earlier this year. It's clearly not a perfect option. But I think the one on the board where you could probably sell yourself, like, we've seen this guy drive Memphis to top seeds and a lot of wins, like maybe him, and now that's off the table. And also they've been really bad with him, like, this whole year anyway. They need to go the other way.
Leading to 1 seeds was years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Even when they were a 2 seed last year, it wasn't because of Ja.
No. But he was okay, but no, he wasn't.
I keep forgetting they were a 2 seed.
Yeah. Should have kept that coach, I think. So
yeah, what's Taylor Jenkins up to?
Maybe just waiting. Option. Maybe just waiting. I want to do a full search, but if the full search ends up with him, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, no news on Doc still, so we don't need to waste too much time on that.
But the trade deadline stuff, I like the way you framed it in your article about how you need to the Bucks are kind of saved from themselves.
Yeah.
Because let's say Giannis, like we're watching this team, let's say Giannis is just hobbled, we'll say. He doesn't have that bigger strain that occurs in that fourth quarter, and he just looks a little hobbled. He's going to miss like maybe a game so he can keep his award streak going.
Yeah.
And play fewer minutes per game. Let's say that's the case. And then basically the Bucks are probably still in the mindset of, okay, we're at the deadline. We have Giannis. We need to go out there and make some splashy moves so we can stay competitive, make up 4 games, and maybe can we host in the play-in? Probably not, but
like, hey, we can go. We got the best player in the conference. Like we'll keep him healthy in the low minutes, everything else. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what they would have done.
And it would have been for nothing because they would have lost more games because this team sucks.
Yep.
They would have not made up any ground and maybe miss out on the play-in.
Yep.
And then you're just screwed even more than you were before.
Yeah. And
you made your move.
Yep.
Giannis played, and you still sucked. That's just, I don't know what else you could say at that point.
And I'm sure some people, I'm probably not many at this point, people listening are thinking like, well, what if the move worked? Just all the names on the board were very uninspiring. And I don't think, like, the Bucks did not have the capital to go get, like, Trey Murphy, who somehow the Pelicans, who are the 3rd worst team in the league, have 5 untouchable players. You don't see that too often. You don't see that very often. But whatever. I like a play, and even that, like, you chop in Trey Murphy. Like, Trey Murphy's playing a lot of games with Zion Williamson and 2 promising rookies and Herb Jones. They're the 3rd worst team in the league and the worst team in the West. That tells me that is not a player you just drop in and suddenly you're winning a ton of games immediately because of him. Clearly not, because the Pelicans exist. We see it. And he's untouchable. What different story. But I don't see it. I think we have enough of a sample that they're just not good enough. And again, like that one move, you have to send out salary at least and probably a lot of assets to get any good player. And then the other part of it is, like, the last 2 times Horst got Giannis to extend, it was the Drew trade and the Dame trade. But both times the moves were theoretical when Giannis put pen to paper. He signed after the trade before the season. Maybe they were in practice or whatever, but it was enough. He signed then. They didn't see the results on the court. This time he can't extend right now. Even if they made a move where Giannis is like, I've always wanted to play with Zach LaVine. Probably not.
Hilarious.
Probably not. Like, it would have to play out.
He was on my list.
It would have to play out. So if in your scenario, like, okay, we gave up this stuff for Zach LaVine, we have less flexibility now and less assets, and we still lose out. Giannis is like, oh, so you played your cards and it didn't work, and now I'm not, like, why would I sign now? Whereas if you make the big move in the summer when you have another tradable pick, you're back in that scenario where it's like he has to wait a little bit. He can't sign immediately, but he would sign before the season still.
He is extension eligible in October.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at least then, and maybe it won't be a snit in play, maybe it will, but at least then you're not like, okay, our season's already pretty much cooked. We're going to swing wildly and hopefully that impresses Giannis. It's set up to fail. They're already bad. They have bad habits. They don't play well. They have clear weaknesses. They have injury concerns. Adding a player who they can afford because they don't have a bunch of stuff it's just not going to work, I think, in any circumstance. From an asset management, from impressing Giannis, and from actually winning games. They need to not now. I mean, come on. Like, be realistic.
Yeah. So let's say you lose out like this year, tank the rest of the way.
Yep. They don't have to do much.
Yeah, no, you don't. They suck. You can at best get the number 2 pick in this draft.
Yep.
Just loaded.
Absolutely. Three stud level players at least, and there's others that are. It's a loaded freshman class. I saw Darren Peterson was one, but I saw 2 other freshmen were just featured for having like 30-point games with a bunch of other counting stats too.
I saw this is a different topic, but I saw that this is this is one of the most talented drafts in years, and it's like, ooh, this is like the first draft where the freshmen's high school years weren't affected by COVID.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think we're in this sweet spot for drafts where the NIL stuff was like changing pretty soon. So I think the player pool is probably a little bigger.
Yeah.
Than it used to be. Because more guys come back if you're not a for sure top pick. But go on.
So this is looking to be a very, very good draft, and the Bucks can get up to the number 2 pick. And again, if you are not familiar, the Bucks and the Hawks have the better of the Pelicans and Bucks picks this year, and the Bucks have the worst of the Pelicans and Bucks picks this year. So the Pelicans, like you were saying, Ty, are the 3rd worst team in the league. They could jump to the number 1 pick. They could fall back as far as 5. 7? Oh boy.
It's very unlikely. Very unlikely. Yeah.
So whatever pick the Hawks get from the Pelicans, the Bucks will have worse than that.
Yeah, so I've seen some confusion. We've cleared it up before. I think all of our listeners know, but if you're new here, whatever else, if you haven't heard before, the Hawks are not involved. They just get the pick. Their pick is not involved. That doesn't matter. Yeah. So the Hawks are a little better, not much better. Their pick, ironically, goes to the Spurs, but that's a whole separate thing. Doesn't matter. They just own the other half of Bucks Pels. You put it right. And I've seen some people say, like, 1 pick has to be worse for the Bucks to get it, whatever. No, it's just the Bucks get the worst one. So, ironically, it would seem counterintuitive, but we should probably be rooting for the Bucks to win the lottery, even knowing they'll give the pick away, because that raises the ceiling of the pick they'll get back. Right now, the Bucks sit 8th in odds. Again, they could certainly drop lower. They could rise up too. We'll see. They're tied in record with Dallas, so they're below because they've got a lower winning percentage, but they're the same games back. And Memphis is only half a game better / worse. So it's close there, that 8, 9, 10. Charlotte is the closest the other way. Charlotte's 1 game worse. So the Bucks right now, that pick has a 26.3% chance of jumping to the top 4 and a 6% chance of 1 overall. It may not be great odds, but it's not bad. And even 8. The last time they picked top 10 was Thon in 2016. That's the last time they picked lottery, too. It's been a long time. The last
10
time,
years.
The last time they picked with a single-digit pick was Jabari.
Oh, man, it was.
Because it was Rashad Vaughn was
the 17.
Teens? Yeah, 17. So they have not had I've used the top 10 pick thing, which is one thing, and lottery, which is Thon in 16. But it hasn't been a single-digit pick since Jabari in 2014. And that's now, the Bucks could technically drop to 12. It's like almost impossible. So 4 teams jump. That's how the lottery works. The top 4 picks are lottery ball related. So if 4 of the 9 through 14 spots jump, the Bucks could fall back. They could fall back a little too. Normally 1 team in this kind of ballpark does jump up. That's how it's gone almost every lottery. Hopefully it's the Bucks, but we'll see. They could pick 9. Even again, picking 9, their best pick in 12 years.
9 would be great. Like,
And that's the bad scenario right now.
Yeah. So all of this is to say is that you pull the plug on the season.
You have to.
Which, by the way, who knows? It was a very loose plug. I don't know if it was really plugged in.
The plug was Swiss cheese.
The plug was Swiss cheese. It's like, where you're trying to finagle it. So it's like, oh, my phone's not charging. There's some dust in there. I need to clean up. And it's like, it's a kind of halfway there. That's what the Bucks season has been. It's like, it's been ready to fall out.
The Bucks phone cord is 99% electrical tape at this point.
It really
is there even a wire in there?
The thing snapped on the middle here. You can see it.
Oh, nice little dongle.
Yeah, it snapped.
I had a dongle at the ready.
Oh, yeah. I've always got that dongle ready.
Got that dongle on me.
I stay strapped with the dongle.
Which again, like...
So you pull that plug.
Yep.
Okay, whatever. You get a great pick. Even like a good lottery pick at worst.
Yeah.
In a great draft.
A middle of the lottery pick here is not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
I think I brought this up because I've been posting about this, of course, and someone replied to me saying, like, rookies don't help you win, yada, yada, which I think is not true, especially right now in the league.
It's just not true in the modern NBA.
No. I mean, guys come in more NBA ready. But
Cedric Howard.
Yeah. So the top four, right, is like Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Con Knipple of last draft. 4 studs. The odds are against the Bucks getting someone of that caliber right now. Like I read them, but even you go down 8, Igor Jemin, who I didn't think was going to be good, kind of looks good now. A little wrong.
Looks all right.
He was a reach there, to be fair. 9, Colin Murray Boyles would change the Bucks' whole lives right now. If you're unaware, like some shooting concerns, defensive demon, good passer for the Raptors, like he's a wing, literally a wing that exists, would change their whole lives right now. Malowatch at 10, not as good. A little bit of a reach.
Just got assigned to the G League.
Yeah, he's mostly played G for them. They do have 2 good centers, but again, kind of a raw guy pick.
Plus, the Suns are winning.
The Suns are actually good. 11 though, Cedric Howard. To your point, like, and this doesn't even get. I must be like too high Bailey. For. No. Ace is 5. Derek Queen is below this, and he was like rookie of the year favorite a couple months ago, and now they've been actually too good. But the point is, like, there's a lot of good NBA players that come in that range too. And again, this is a good draft that we're looking at, but the one upcoming is supposed to be really good too.
Mm-hmm. So you get a good pick in this draft. And you can go 2 directions in the summer. You can say, hey, Giannis, we're building this new young core around you. We got this young guy. And now we have a pick to trade in the future. So now we can get rid of a guy like Bob and put him.
Kuzma.
We'll have, Kuzma. We'll have 2 picks to trade because you get that additional 33 pick that they can now trade.
Yeah.
And so you can trade 31, 33. You'll have a swap in 32 you can trade. We have a real asset package and salary to go get a star, plus we're building for the future. You can do that. That's a really good pitch. You have to make the trade, you have to make and get a good player, but that is a good option. You could also package 31, 33 pick, 32 swap, and the draft rights of whoever you pick in this draft, and go get someone with your salary. That's also an option. So either of those options, I'd be more inclined for the first one. I want some young talent.
Yeah.
Either of those options are significantly better than what you can do right now. Yeah. Unequivocally.
Well, and unequivocally. Too, like a free agency cycle where you're not going to have big cap space, but you're going to have a decent exception, either tax or non-tax payer, probably non-tax.
Probably non-tax.
Yeah, I mean that they have.
It gets complicated with like AJ.
But Kuzma's expiring. Like maybe you shed some salary somewhere else. Maybe Bob goes out. You can find a player who fits your needs more. Like, can you go get some sort of wing-shaped player? Like, he hasn't played this year, but someone like even a Dorian Finney-Smith, like if he were healthy, would be a huge add. Dorian Finney-Smith
would change our life.
Would be a huge add to this team. Jake LaRavia. Like someone like that, like, oh wow, you're 6'8", you can shoot threes and do something on defense. So yeah, I think they need to keep the pick.
If you regardless of whether you keep the pick or not.
Yeah.
Which again, I think they should as well as you do.
Yeah. It's an asset though.
Yeah, it's just anything you can do, you can go and point to a winning direction with Giannis at that point.
Yeah, because you're retaining the core all under contract of Rollins, Green, Turner, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but like you have some real players. KPJ's is probably. I actually don't know what way that option will go now, but I would assume still opt out. But yeah. Rollins, you got Turner, Pete Nance,
core of Gary Harris.
Gary Harris. He might opt in. He might opt out. It's been a nice.
He might opt out at this point. He looks good.
Yeah, but like on roster, you'd have Giannis, Rollins, Green, Turner, and then like you're adding a good lottery pick. You're adding free agents and then trade possibilities.
A new coach.
You better be a new coach too. Yeah, that's important as well. So an opportunity to like put all of these things in a better framework as well, which is huge.
Yeah, you can basically reset. Yeah. This year was supposed to be the reset year. It didn't happen.
You can do what the Suns did.
Exactly.
They're good now. Good coach. The different pieces. Everyone was like, oh, they're going to be horrible. They traded KD for Dillon Brooks.
They had no assets. They had nothing. They traded Kevin Durant.
And they're not even getting anything out of their lottery pick. You can make a better one.
They're not even getting anything out. I was about to say out of the Kevin Durant trade. Dillon Brooks has been incredible for them.
Yeah,
I was mostly talking about
Green is playing now, but yeah, so like literally like they did this. It hasn't even worked out that well for them. Like some of the moves specifically, but it still worked. Of just like a new coach, the one right piece, which in their case was Brooks, and they traded for Mark Williams. Wing, man. Yeah. They added depth and like
people
the one
laughed at us for wanting Dillon Brooks.
We were right. I mean, he would be perfect.
Lori Nickel, if you want the real Bucks GMs, come talk to us.
And that's a worthwhile point because a lot of blowback I've gotten, not blowback, but response to the article too has been like, do you trust John Horst to make this pick? You don't have to have him make the pick.
You don't?
I mean, I know he was extended. Nobody knows for how long because it's, they just say multi-year.
They might have just given him another bag of Fritos.
Yeah, they might have. I mean, at the very least, I think you need to rework your which is tough to rework your scouting now because you should be doing the scouting right now. But you can make a change there too. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. So the real option here is to just pull the plug. You have to convince Giannis of this right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You have to pull the plug even if he doesn't buy in.
Maybe wait to do the real convincing after you don't trade him before the deadline.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure there's conversations right now about that, and you can't equivocate here if you're the Bucks. You've done everything he's wanted at every turn. And I'm not blaming Giannis for this, but in doing so, like you have failed to build a competitive team right now, from the coaching staff to the front office to the players. You can't be like, well, what do you think, Giannis? Should we go get Zach LaVine? Because like he's not a general manager. He's gonna say, yeah, let's go get a guy. Let's do it. You can't do it. You have to go to him and say, hey, we're pulling the plug this year. Like you're not going to be eligible for awards. Like we're too bad. This is the only way we can ever compete with you again, which is true.
Yeah, it really is. And instead of saying, hey, we can go get Zach LaVine right now, which I don't know if they could anyway.
If they really wanted to, they could. For sure.
They could if they wanted to. You could go say, hey, can we get, like, Luka?
Well, let's not. But I wouldn't say that to him because then you're going to start next year with Jalen Green instead. And he's going to be like, that's not what I was looking for.
No, but it's like, what kind of player could you get for that package of 2 firsts to swap in 31, 32, 33?
Yeah, I mean, someone pretty good. I mean, I think you just show, like, here's Phoenix. Look what Phoenix did. We could do that. We literally have all the same stuff. Top 10 pick, tradable salaries.
More stuff than they did.
We don't have Kevin Durant. I mean, that's a little, but we have a similar amount of stuff we can move around.
Yes. We can go get bigger fish in the offseason.
They kind of have the post-KD trade stuff. A top 10 pick, a wing player, but we have first we could trade as well. Yeah, it's like you just have to. You have to sell them on it. They have not been good at selling them on stuff, per all the reports. They couldn't do it with the coaching hire, the big one that, I mean, they messed up and then they messed up worse. Like some of the player moves, everything else. Like now's the time. And if it doesn't work, then it's time to rebuild. Because you can't just keep going all in. It's not working anymore. You need to do a little asset accumulation. You've spent too much.
The Bucks were on a hot streak of big moves, and now they're regressing
leveled out.
to the mean in the worst possible.
It's like playing craps. They crapped out too many times in a row. Go work a shift at a real job and get your hands dirty so you can come back to the table. You can't just keep taking out credit. New Orleans Saints, they're just like the cap stuff. They're still screwed now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think they're just starting to sort of become unscrewed. But like years after Drew Brees, they still were. Because they always refused. They're like, well, just double down. Sign another guy. More void years. Taysom Hill, you're making $10 billion on the cap next year. Like, there's a price. There's just a heavy price for that.
You're still scarred by the Saints, aren't you?
Yeah, I always will be. I mean, the irresponsibility of what they did.
I haven't heard a Saints rant from you in a while.
The irresponsibility of what they did is crazy. But the Bucks have a chance here. And the other thing, too, like, we should mention, this is the only chance to do this for the next 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. They have because next year they don't have their own pick.
Outright gone. No option.
They don't have a first-round pick.
Nothing.
In the 27 draft. They don't. You just can't. You don't have one.
It's gone.
You have to be good. Like, because there's no incentive to be bad.
Right. And you don't have your second seeder going forward. You have literally nothing. And the year
Maybe
after,
bogey is the solution.
The year after, yeah, I mean, I thought he's having a good year, but honestly, I haven't checked in a while. But I should, because that's where we're at.
We have to pivot.
We have to pivot. And I know 28's a swap too, but we don't know. Like, it's divine providence that the Pelicans are this bad. Because
it's a Portland swap, I believe.
I mean, they're not really good right now, but they have a lot of young players. I mean, they'll have Dame and Drew under contract then still, I think. But
wait, what is
this? I think it might be super complicated. Is Washington involved too? I believe it's like
Chicago is.
Oh no, it's Chicago's not involved. They made that stupid trade. It was the Josh Hart trade. They put like a 5-year protection on a first round pick, and now they're stuck. They're stuck like they have to put all these ifs on the protections to make sure they obey the Stepien rule. It's a very dumb thing they did. Teams, I think, have learned from that. Now it's like 1 or 2 years and then it's over. It goes to seconds. They did one that lasted like literally 5 years. Like it's protected for those amount of years and they keep keeping it.
Yeah. So for 2028, Portland receives the better of the Bucks and Blazers picks. Protected for selections 15 through 30 if Portland has not conveyed a first-round pick to Chicago by 2027.
So they have 2 more years to do that. So that may happen. But Washington's also involved too because they did the double swap with Washington for that pick. So almost certainly, I mean, I guess maybe Portland and Washington are really bad or the Portland one doesn't convey. But like you can't bet on it right now for sure.
No, absolutely not.
So, and you're here midseason, and now you have the info you didn't have before the year of like, yeah, it's going to go that bad for New Orleans. Now you have to lean in.
Yeah, this almost worked out as well as it could for Milwaukee.
It's like the most successful failure.
They keep lucking their way into good scenarios.
I mean, it's not the one you wanted. You'd rather just be Phoenix now. But
yeah, you'd rather be good. You'd rather be a good team.
Giannis doesn't seem like
set up to be bad.
Yeah,
this is very good.
Like Giannis is hurt, but not devastating long-term injury, like nagging 4 weeks here, 3 weeks there, 6 weeks here, and you haven't cashed any chips yet outside of cutting Mark Sears. Like this is like it lined up well, but now they need to respond and take advantage. It's time for Alex Antetokounmpo's NBA debut.
Oh boy!
What if he just dominated?
He won't.
Giannis would be like, I was right. I told you.
I knew he was going to go
I can leave now because he's taken over here.
Yeah, if you're John Horst, allegedly, if he's still there.
No signs of life.
Yeah, can we get a proof of
wellness check?
John Horst, please? Yeah. A horse check. If you're John Horst, if he's still in the driver's seat, you just say, hey, Giannis, buddy,
we're here.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
I taught you how to drive.
Yeah.
I love you. Just go to Greece for the rest of the year.
Yeah. And even too, like even if Giannis wasn't hurt,
and
like,
aren't you cold? Aren't you cold, Giannis? Don't you want to go be on a beach?
It is
like
cold.
Mykonos or something.
Like even if they were this bad, I don't think like if Giannis is playing and eligible for the 65, like the frustration, like it's really hard, I think, to say to him like you're gonna play and have 30, 10, and 8, and we're gonna lose every night. Now you can just be like, it is what it is, dude. Yeah, get healthy.
Now you're hurt.
Yeah.
Again, they keep lucking their ways into the best scenarios, even though this is a bad scenario.
Right. Like, you want to come back?
I want this to be very clear. This is taking no skill. This is entirely luck.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I don't want to give any credit to the Bucks front office for this.
It's awful. They built it so bad that it's given them an opportunity.
Yeah, it really.
The socialism of pro sports is saving the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, like if New Orleans was really good, they're still screwed.
Yes. I was going to say, speaking of the socialism of pro sports, the Bucks are doing something kind of cool.
Oh yeah, giving away the food.
No, I was talking about the Bucks Plus.
Oh yeah. Go for it. They gave away the food for the postponed game.
No, they did. That was really cool.
That was the best thing they've done all year.
I didn't know that teams, I didn't even think about that,
Yeah, it was postponed a long way before, but I guess even if it wasn't cooked, maybe they had it out to prep it. Hopefully it wasn't all fully cooked by then. But anyway.
Yeah, well, regardless, they donated
cool gesture.
the food. Yeah. But yeah, no, the Bucks are doing something cool, like Bucks Plus. We've had Monas Khan on here before talking about Bucks Plus, and it's really, really cool. You know what they're doing? They're doing a series of Bucks versus the world, which is talking about the Soviet Union game.
Yeah, the Bucks beat spoilers for the game that happened 50 years ago or whatever, but they beat the Soviet Union. Literally, Bucks versus Soviet Union, and they got Wisconsin legend Charlie Barons to do the narration for this. Monas teased it on our pod. We'll have to have him back on soon. There's a lot going on at the moment.
I guessed it correctly after we were talking after we stopped recording. He was trying to
and we didn't ruin it. Honestly, props to us for not ruining it or spoiling it anywhere, because we've been very excited about this. We did know, but we didn't say anything. So it's on the Behind the Bucks feed, right? I believe on their audio feed, so that's where you can pull it up on Behind the Bucks. But really excited to listen to the rest. Only episode 1 out for now, but they're gonna. First, I think they played a team from Italy, and then it was them versus the Soviets. So really weird McDonald's NBA versus the World Series that happened for a long time. I know we deep dived it after that pod. I think the NBA team always won.
They did.
Although there were some close calls. So what a crazy thing to have happened. Literally Rocky IV really in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool series. What were you talking about, though?
Just the Bucks spot and the gap year. And if people let's talk about this.
What do you do at the deadline now? Let's say you pull the plug. What are you doing now?
I just want to quickly before we do that, I want to say people maybe think we're saying tank, sit a bunch more guys. I don't really think they need to do that much different.
No, they suck.
Yeah. Maybe play young guys even a bit more. I'd give Ajax regular minutes.
Yeah,
that's not me being annoying and saying he sucks, play him more, but literally see what he is. I'm not worried about.
See if you can turn him into an asset.
Yeah, that too. Sign a new two-way, someone who you think is a real prospect. No offense, or play Alex, whatever. I don't play whoever, all the youngest guys, but give guys like that minutes and can you sell off Trent? So to your question, I'm selling off anyone I can. Some of these guys, I'm not sure if there's much value there. But Gary Trent, if someone wants a bench shooter, 100%. He could be gone anyway. He could be.
Why are you looking at Gary Trent if you want a bench shooter?
Amir Coffey.
Yeah.
Who also not a lot of these guys not covering themselves in glory right now. Jumpman Sims, you need a bench rim protector. He's kind of getting his lunch eaten by Pete Nance at the moment. You also open up a roster spot for Pete Nance, get him on a multi-year deal, stuff like that with an eye to the future. But I don't think this means that they need to we're going to self-sabotage the team any further. Doc takes care of that, but try to get him to play the young guys even more to see if you can develop players for next year. Because
it'd be the most Bucks thing of all time if Doc just locked in and got these guys into winning.
I'm kind of worried. Gary Harris just 20-5 the rest of the way.
Gary Trent Jr. becomes a 6 Man of the Year candidate.
Gary Harris, I think maybe a team gives a second for the way he's defended. I don't know.
I think he's the most valuable min salary they have right now.
Yeah, with Prince out, it probably would have been Prince.
It would have been Prince.
Trent could still have some value. I know he's been pretty bad this year, but I think
he's been very bad this year.
But I think teams could generally just kind of be they're just a mess. We know what Trent's done. Last year, Trent was good. They're a mess. We'll take a chance.
Look at what he did in the playoffs.
Yeah, until the end.
Focus on
the rest of that one
last
game.
Minute of game 5.
Yeah. But I would do that. I'm not like, oh, you need to sell Miles Turner, this and that. Like,
you still need to build you still need to have that core around.
Yeah, and this is whether Giannis is in or out, which I know people don't want to think about if he's out, but either way, you do all the same things because, like, to your point earlier, you're not taking next year.
No, you can't.
You don't need to be.
There's no point.
There's no point. Like, you're not trying to strip this thing down to the studs and like do 3 gap years because you don't control your picks until 31 at this point. So you kind of just want to flip around into a solid team that like has room to grow. And that's your objective no matter if the big fella is still in or not. So let
this team, let this core like Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Miles Turner, let them learn how to play without Giannis. Let them develop that cohesion.
Yeah, and even if he's here, like we saw, like they need to be a lot better when he misses games or when he's even just on the bench when he plays. So
exactly, like the reason this team sucks is because they can't do anything when Giannis isn't on the court.
Yeah. So that should be the goal. It's like, all right, these guys who we know are going to be around, let's learn to play without him. But yeah, I would sell, and I think there's a weird way to sell and buy almost at the same time. Is suddenly they should be in business with every team near a tax threshold, whether it's an apron or the tax overall. I'll give you an example. A Gary Trent Jr. homecoming to Toronto for Ochai Agbaji gets the Raptors at least an as useful player because Agbaji has not been great, but he's young. I think he's expiring. And he makes about $6 million. Trent makes like half that. That move alone gets the Raptors below the tax. I'm sure that's worth at least 1 second-round pick in this NBA where, like, how many did the Nets get for taking Terrence Mann, who I think is, like, okay? Like, Haywood Highsmith was at least 1. They might have gotten a first for taking Terrence Mann.
Did they?
But I think that was in the straight cap space, so it's a little different.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're like in the apron world, the price of like salary dumps has actually gone up, I think. So that's the kind of moves they should be exploring now is Toronto will say whoever you want, Toronto, any of these min guys, like not Rollins, but anyone else, like, sure, we'll take Agbaji, we'll take a second or two. And like, cause right now they have no second round picks. The fake one from Utah, which is not real. None. 0 to draft players or to use as currency. You could probably get like at least 3, I'd say, this deadline by doing stuff like that. And you're still under the tax.
Like, you don't think Utah's going to fall into the 4 best records in the league, Ty?
I'm going to guess not. Is that this year or next year? I don't even remember when that
this year
is. Yeah, so it's gone. It's 100. It's probably literally impossible now. They're 15-31.
No, it is impossible. That is.
Who's the 4th best team in the West? Houston at 27-16. So it's not literally impossible, but it's not. It's clearly not happening.
Do you think? Because to be clear, the Utah pick is protected 31-55, which means Utah would need to have one of the 4 best records in the league.
That's the only second the Bucks own is entirely fake. So go get 3. Like there's other teams too. Like I don't know if this one would make as much sense, but Cleveland is a second apron team. Like every dollar they saves them a bunch.
For Kenny.
I mean. Like, is there a DeAndre Hunter thing there? Like, could you get something for taking an actual real wing player? Like, I'm not sure, but their season's not going well. Like, maybe they'll be incentivized to do their own little mini retool. So you have to weaponize now your tax space. The Bucks are well below the tax.
You have $11.5 million before you hit tax.
So
not cap, tax.
So that Ochai Agbaji deal, like, you're only adding 3-ish mil there. You still have $8 million to play with. That can make a big difference to teams around the league. So again, absolutely, like 1 or 2 or even 3 trades like that would be my new goal. Is actually these minimum guys, maybe they're not valuable as players, but maybe they're valuable accounting tools, which is sad, but that's where we're at.
Yeah. And this is where good franchises win, on the margins. You have to win these moves on the margins. Oh
my God. Cleveland's 22 mil above the second apron. It's not going to be them.
No,
oh my God! I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, they just save money, though. I mean, that's.
Yeah, Dan Gilbert has enough money.
True. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why this year has not been great for them. Could you imagine this Bucks team if they were 20 million over the first apron?
Second apron. They're the only team over it. They're 22 mil over it, and they have been mid. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, this Bucks season would feel a lot worse if they were over the second apron.
Yeah, it sure would. Jesus. Was this before we started recording when I mentioned Patrick Williams? His contract might be too bad.
It was before we started.
But there's one. I know the Rockets are like right up against the first apron. They're hard capped at it. So like, would they want to get some more apron space? The Timberwolves are 8.3 mil above first apron. They're only 3.5 mil below second. Like, could they want to clear some space? Like, they kind of want to get rid of Rob Dillingham. That's like home run. If you could get Rob Dillingham and a pick to send like Trent or something there, that's the exact kind of move you should be making. I don't know if Minnesota would do all that. Maybe you just get Rob Dillingham straight up. I would do that too.
Minnesota's 15 mil over the threshold, or 14 mil over the threshold, I believe.
Over the tax, they're over the first apron, just below the second, and they're looking to do other stuff. So maybe it's not even just a straight up trade. Maybe you're in a 3 or 4 team trade and just helping to facilitate. That should be their new deadline goal.
Yeah. And like, I'm looking at teams who are going to shed. Phoenix, probably. They're less than a mil over.
Oh, tax. Yeah. Great call. 100%.
Denver is also less than a mil over the tax.
Yeah.
Toronto, like you already mentioned. Orlando is like 7 mil over the tax.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe something there.
Like,
and then you get into like Houston 8, Clippers 8. You know,
when he's healthy, he's mostly been a G League guy. Could you get like Deron Holmes for Ajax?
Not right now. They need him right now.
They need him right now. Yeah, maybe if they ever get healthy.
But those are the types of moves you need to make.
Warriors are pretty deep into the first apron. They might want to shed now.
Do they want Bob?
They can't. I don't think they can take more than they send. Moody makes a little too little.
Give us Moody and Trace Jackson Davis.
Maybe they can add contacts together. Yeah, I mean, I would do something like that. The Blazers
they're not above the second apron.
The Blazers are only 1.5 under the tax, so they don't need to do anything. But
we would send. It would be Bob plus a minimum for Trace and Moody or whatever.
Yeah. The Clippers have, 1 mil in first apron space, and they're stuck at it. So some of these teams too, they probably won't get under the tax, but they could use more first apron space to like sign a player. Because if you're hard capped at it, you literally can't fill a roster spot. So like Nicholas Batum and a pick for Trent. I don't know how many picks they have. Stuff like that. We don't have to go through the whole league, but those options are out there. Teams need to dump money all the time. Or even like, again, facilitate a 3-team deal. Like take in a little more than you send out and get a pick to do it. That's the new trade deadline best case, is like how many seconds can we wrangle up?
Yep. Because now your season's over.
It's got to be.
It has to be. That's if you take away anything from this podcast, is that the Bucks season has to be over.
And I'm not going to be the one going forward who's like stressing anytime they win a game, to be clear.
No.
I don't think it matters that much because we saw, I mean, what were the Mavs, 10th in odds last year and they won the lottery? Like, you just have to be in the game and you've got a shot. And you get a lottery pick no matter what, but like that 6 through 10 range, it feels like every year a team jumps from there and wins it. And that
Hawks, Mavs.
Yeah, like all the time. So as long as you don't go on some crazy run that's clearly going to be ill-fated long-term, and I'd probably end up getting behind it anyway, but like I'm not going to stress when they lose. I'm going to be fine with it. But really now watching the Bucks, my guide to watching the Bucks is what do players who have a runway beyond this season, what can they accomplish and prove? Rollins is a great one, but even Turner, like, can Turner be more involved and kind of turn this season around? He had a really good game against the Nuggets.
Can he Turner this season around?
Turner his season around, but like, there's one like can he finish strong? That'd be great. Set up a good next season. Like, it's not been great so far.
On a play. Can he finish strong?
He's a finesse player. That's just like the more I watch him, I'm like he's just even if he's like posting up a little guy, he shoots a floater. It's just who he is.
Yeah,
I've accepted it.
Yeah. He's still a very good player.
Green, like, hit some shots. Guys like Pete Nance.
Learn how to dribble, AJ. Give him a chance to dribble the ball every now and then. See what happens.
He had a drive that wasn't great a couple of games ago.
That's what I'm saying. We got to see more.
Yeah. And I'm like, play Ajax and, find another two-way. Like, give them a shot. Like, stuff like that. Shed some veterans.
Give Alex a shot.
Honestly, might as well. It's kind of
give TA a shot. He could be the wing that they needed.
That might be their best moment of like March or April. Is like might as well play the three brothers together when Giannis is back.
Yeah. Do you think Giannis comes back this year?
Yeah, at least a little bit. I think they'll probably do it like the Hawks are doing with, the Wizards are doing with Trae Young, where like he's out for a while, except Giannis is actually hurt. But then I think he'll play a bit. I mean, I don't know if he would allow that, but you'll be strategic with it, of course.
Of course. This is just depressing.
Yeah. But it's an opportunity.
It is an opportunity. There is now a clear path forward. The Bucks just have to take it, and Giannis has to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bucks do control it. They can not trade Giannis. Let's say he demands a trade before the deadline. You can just not trade him.
Yeah, but I mean,
like Giannis, like
unless the offers are terrible, they should do it though. I think.
No, it's like we honor. It. Yeah, we honor. Wow, I can't talk. We will honor your trade request, Giannis, if you don't like our pitch in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean,
it's let's say you're Giannis. Like you pretend to be Giannis. I'll pretend to be whoever's running the Bucks front office right now.
Yeah.
And okay, now request a trade.
I want to trade.
Do you though?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to trade. Here's the thing, Giannis. I'm potentially John Horst.
Yeah.
You might not have seen me for
voice a while. Modulator.
So Giannis, I hear you. I love you, Giannis. Remember, I taught you how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Giannis. Do you know I taught you how to drive?
Could you drive the team better?
Yeah, it's fair. You know what? Valid criticism, Giannis. That was a good jab.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You are hurt, Giannis. Yes. You are potentially missing 4 to 6 weeks. I can't get our medical staff together to give us a good diagnosis. It's not a good problem. But that's the truth, Giannis.
We had a mix up. The coach is named Doc. Like we thought we hired a doctor, but we're short a couple guys.
Good job. You got me again, Giannis.
Yeah.
This isn't going well for
Do you see why I'm doing this now?
Yeah. No, funny, Giannis. Another good job there. So here's the thing. You are hurt. We have the potential this offseason to have a good lottery pick, a good rookie. And hey, rookies are good now. I know you think young players are selfish, but we just don't have the right ones. Again, not my finest job. But we're not. Trust me, look around the league. They're good. Okay?
Just not the ones we take, but
we haven't had the good one. Hey, but to be fair, Giannis, we haven't had a pick like this in a while. And when we did, we took your buddy Thon. Remember Thon? You love Thon.
We blew that one, but
you love Thon, though.
I hate him now.
But you liked him at the time, Giannis.
I'd play tomorrow if he was back in the league and on the other team. Calf or not, I'm dunking on him.
That's proof that you liked him, Giannis.
Yeah.
So we can do something like that. We can get a better pick than that. We'll do better. I promise I'll try and do better, Giannis. And then we'll have 2 first-round picks to trade. We could trade 31, 33, and a 32 swap. Do you know the last time we had pick capital like this? We got it wasn't as good, but it's comparable. We got your boy Drew. We got your boy Dame. We did that. When we had the opportunity, Giannis, we did that. We went for it. And guess what we did, Giannis? We won a title together. Give me an opportunity with that pick capital back. This team is younger around you. I know you have mixed feelings about that, but that's better than having Brook Lopez there, isn't it? It's better.
I don't know. The Clippers look pretty good lately.
It's better.
Yeah.
How much Clippers film are you watching, Giannis?
They're in the play-in. They made the play-in. They're in it. I'm just saying.
Giannis, when we have this capital, we do good things. Let me make one more try for good things. I will come to you in the offseason and I will say, Giannis, we have lined up a trade for X player. If you don't like X player, we'll honor your trade request. But if you do like X player,
I think if he makes the trade request, he's made the. I think his mind will be made up because they've been in bad situations. He's never done it. Right now, worst of all, he still hasn't done it. I just think if he does it, he's just going to be out. You're either in or you're out, I think. I don't know. I mean, Kobe tried to request one. Tim Duncan almost left. I mean, maybe not. Really, to me, it depends. Like, are the offers legitimate, and how? I guess, yeah. To your point, how strong is the request made?
And Giannis, we're back.
Okay.
Giannis, let's say we do trade you this season.
Yeah.
You're not going to be eligible for All NBA.
Yeah.
You're not going to be playing in the All-Star game.
Okay.
You're going to be missing time regardless. So even the team you go to, we're going to take all their assets, buddy. We're going to take a lot of their good players.
Yeah.
So you know what? They're not going to do well when you're not playing. Play well. They're not going to play well while you're hurt. It's going to be better than this situation. I didn't say that. You did.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's going. They also will struggle because you're hurt, because we took all of their good depth.
You know the one that
so you'll be in a better situation for now, but we could be in a better situation going forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think if he makes it, I made the request because I just don't trust you to do that anymore, because it's been like 3 really bad years of team building. So, and coach hiring.
Be honest, I taught you how to drive.
Yeah, he's going to fall back on that. The one no one talks about, and I think they should, and I think it's because they said they wouldn't do it, but I think they probably would, honestly, if push came to shove. Houston could trade 2 guys who haven't played a single game this year, and that'd be a large chunk of the salary between Finney-Smith and Van Vliet. And I think if you're the Bucks, like if you get Amen Thompson and pick capital, I think it'd have to be a pretty complicated deal. I worked out a 5 for 5 where the Bucks send Giannis and 4 minimums for like Steven Adams and a bunch. Maybe you reroute some of these guys too. But like Amen Thompson and picks, and Giannis gets to go play with KD and Şengün and Reed Shepherd and all those guys. And like, again, you're upgrading Amen to Giannis. You lose Steven Adams, which is tough. I think he may be hurt too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 guys who just haven't played at all. Kind of like, oh, okay. Like maybe they're not actually getting any worse in depth-wise either. And you're probably sending like Trent and Sims and stuff like that too. Which Giannis probably like, oh God. Could you not? Can't get rid of this guy.
Get rid of these guys.
And TA, of course.
No, TA, we keep TA, honest.
I don't know.
We keep TA, we keep
podcast or brother? That's the question.
Both.
He's got to pick.
Well, we technically don't own that podcast, honest.
No, I know. I'm saying, well, I mean, yeah, I guess the analysis could just be a Rockets pod. Probably find a new co-host.
Yeah. There was a clip.
Or they just take Tony too. He's part of the trade.
This is the last thing, and then we'll wrap.
Yeah.
I saw a clip it was a few weeks ago, but I didn't ever mention it on the pod. And it's just like a clip of Thanasis talking. It's a Thanasis clip. And then he's just talking about, I forget what it was. He was going in depth about something. And then the video finally shows the guest. And I'm like, why on earth is David Gruber here? I'm just like, what? It's like he's going in depth on some basketball thing, and then like obviously the social clip is like showing like film clips and things like that, so they're not showing the full environment. And then just like with like 20 seconds left, it just pans over to David Gruber talking, and it just loses. It's like I would have never expected him to be on this podcast talking.
Well, I do believe that Gruber Law Offices is a sponsor of the show. And that's all I will add to this. But that is very funny.
Oh, man. I'd have to end on a laugh.
Yeah, we always try to.
Well, it's going to not a ton of laughs coming for the rest of the year, but we'll have you covered.
Or how about this next week, the schedule, all national games. What is it? Who's Tuesday is Sixers?
No, Tuesday is Sixers. Thursday is Wizards. And then Sunday is Boston.
Oh. I actually think they're going to win the Wizards game. I know everyone jokes about this, but CJ McCollum being gone is actually a huge deal. But they're without Giannis, so who knows? But yeah, all 3 of those are on national TV. So sorry in advance to all the people, general fans who have to watch this. But also, I'm not sorry, because we've already watched like 42 games of this. So suck it up.
Yeah. We watch every game.
Yeah. Not that bad.
Whether it's national or not.
All on the road, too. This is a road trip week, so.
Yeah, that's not great. You can't expect the team to do well when they have to travel. Doc, what are you saying? Every team plays half their games on the road.
They're
Not
going to be
us.
rusty now.
Not us. We got one fewer home game because we got the postponed. Doc, they're going to make it up. It doesn't matter. We didn't play it. Doc, that's more time off at home. Doesn't matter.
The guys still had the guys still had the Dallas game plan on their heads. It just messes you up when a game gets postponed. So nothing we can do.
We couldn't play well against the Sixers because I prepped us for Dallas.
They thought Joel Embiid was Max Christie the whole time.
It's like, Doc, what were you gonna do? Like, if you played the game, were you just not gonna game plan for the Sixers?
I think he should just be like, well, we don't have Giannis. What do you want?
Yeah.
Rest of the year. No Giannis, doesn't matter.
We'll say thank you for listening to this episode of the Euro Step here on Blue Wire and GSPN, presented by our great friends over at Prize Picks. Make sure you check that out. Link in our description. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast platform of choice or YouTube. Pod Random. We'll talk to you next time.